Hello, people of the internet. All right, let's see if that last stream saved, just to be sure. Yep, it did. The very first one, 20 minutes. So let's have a look at our project overview and see what we'll cover next. La la la. So we're going to look at how to set the gas limit and gas price on MEW, MetaMask, EtherDelta, other blockchain interfaces. So again, all these interfaces are just different ways to interact with the blockchain. The blockchain exists separately from these interfaces. As MyEtherWallet tells you in detail when you go to visit their site, they don't control the blockchain. MetaMask tells you in detail when you go to use MetaMask that they don't control the blockchain. The blockchain exists on its own, and there's just different ways to access it. So let's take a look at MyEtherWallet. So we're going to get a big old warning that says exactly what I just said. We can actually read through that warning. Take a look. It looks like you didn't finish reading through these slides the last time. Pro tip, finish reading through the slides. Welcome to MyEtherWallet. We know this click-through stuff is annoying. We are sorry. Please take time to understand this is for your own safety. Your funds will be stolen if you do not heed these warnings. We cannot recover your funds or freeze your account if you visit a phishing site or lose your private key. What is MEW? MyEtherWallet is a free, open-source, client-side interface. We allow you to interact directly with the blockchain while remaining in full control of your keys and your funds. You and only you are responsible for your security. MyEtherWallet is not a bank. When you open an account with a bank or exchange, they create an account with you on their system. The bank keeps track of your personal information, account passwords, balances, transactions, and ultimately your money. The bank charges fees to manage your account and provide services like refunding transactions when your card gets stolen. The bank allows you to write a check or charge your debit card to send money, or go online to check your balance, reset your password, and get a new debit card if you lose it. If you have an account with the bank or exchange, they decide how much money you can send, where you can send it, or how long and how long to hold on suspicious deposit, all for a fee that they charge. MyEtherWallet is an interface. When you create an account on MyEtherWallet, you are generating a cryptographic set of numbers, your private key and public key or address. The handling of your keys happens entirely on your computer inside your browser. It doesn't hit a server anywhere. We never transmit, receive, or store your private key, password, or other account information. We do not charge a transaction fee. You are simply using our interface to interact directly with the blockchain. If you send your public key or address to someone, they can send you Ether tokens, which is a good thing. If you send your private key to someone, they now have full control of your account, which is a bad thing. What the fuck is a blockchain? The blockchain is a huge global decentralized spreadsheet. It keeps track of who sent how many coins to whom and what the balance of every account is. It is stored and maintained by thousands of people, who are miners, across the globe who have special computers or hardware. The blocks in the blockchain are made up of all the individual transactions sent from MyEtherWallet, MetaMask, Exodus, Mist, Geth, Parity, and everywhere else. When you see the balance on MyEtherWallet.com or view your transactions on Etherscan.io, you are seeing the data on the blockchain, not on your personal systems. That's a good point. Let's add Etherscan to our list of interfaces that we're looking at. Where are we? Again, we are not a bank, but why? Because you need to understand that we cannot access your account or send you funds for you X, recover or change your private key, recover or reset your password, reverse, cancel, or refund transactions, freeze accounts. You and only you are responsible for your security. Be diligent to keep your private key and password safe. Your private keys is sometimes called your mnemonic phrase, key store file, UTC file, JSON file, or wallet file. If you lose your private key or password, no one can recover it. If you enter your private key on a phishing website, you will have all your funds taken. That's very important to know, and it happens to many, many people. What's the point of MEW then? Because if EtherWallet can't do those things, what's the point? Because that is the point of decentralization and the blockchain. You don't have to rely on your bank, government, or anyone else when you want to move your funds. You don't have to rely on the security of an exchange or bank to keep your funds safe. If you don't find these things valuable, ask yourself why you think the blockchain and the cryptocurrencies are valuable. If you don't like the sound of this, consider using Coinbase or blockchain.info. They have more familiar accounts and with usernames and passwords. If you are scared but want to use MEW, get a hardware wallet. These keep your keys secure. How to protect yourself and your funds. Basically, it goes on to tell you that you need to make sure you're always using the right site, not getting phished. Do not trust messages or links sent to you randomly by email, Slack, Reddit, Twitter, etc. Always navigate directly to a site before you enter information. Do not enter information after clicking a link in a message or an email. Install an ad blocker and do not click on ads in your search engine, like Google. How to protect yourself from scams. If it is too good to be true, it probably is. There's a good motto for anybody thinking about doing anything. Research before sending money to someone else or some project. Look for information on a variety of websites and forums, and be wary. Ask questions when you don't understand something or it doesn't seem right. Don't let fear, FUD, or FOMO, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and I'm not sure what FOMO means, win over common sense. It's the good kind of FUD, though. It's the other side. It's the opposite one. If something is very urgent, ask yourself why. It may be to create FOMO or prevent you from doing research. How to protect yourself from loss. Make a backup of your private key. Store this paper or USB drive backup. Do not store your private key in Dropbox, Google Drive, or anywhere else. If you have any more than one week's worth of cryptocurrency, get a hardware wallet. No excuses. It was worth it. I promise. One more click and you're done. Here's some links to get a hardware wallet and a whole bunch of other stuff. Learn more or contact us. Oh my God, please let me send FFS. Done. Well, I guess now we've clicked through all the warnings that I just mentioned would be there that tell you exactly what I told you, which is these are just different interfaces for the blockchain and don't actually represent the blockchain or control the blockchain. So if I was to send Ether in tokens, we can actually see the gas price is set up here universally across all of my Ether wallet. So it tells you how fast it might be. We're going to look at how to analyze the blockchain and see how fast it will be when you set whatever gas price and gas limit. But it's maybe fast, really, really slow, or fast. And the slider goes from all the way from 1 to about 50 on maybe fast, and 99 Gwei on fast. Now you can't set it any higher than that because my Ether wallet is an interface and it only lets you set what it lets you set here. If you were using a different interface like MetaMask, which we'll see in a second, you'll be able to set a higher than 99 Gwei gas price, which is very helpful if you're trying to beat other people in a race to get tokens at an ICO or whatever you're trying to achieve that you have to do faster than everybody else that's doing it at the exact same time. So we'll set it at 50 Gwei. We'll go to send Ether in tokens. What did I break here? So you got to unlock your account first. So we'll just get a private key here to unlock with. Can you unlock using MetaMask? You super can. Connect to MetaMask. There we go. So we unlock my account. It's got 0 ETH on my localhost. Yeah, on my localhost network. We could actually use a different MyEther or MetaMask. We could import one of my Ganonche addresses just so we have some Ether to send. I wanted to import account, sorry. Put the private key in there. We're not wrong testnet on our MetaMask. I'll put in a semicolon instead of a colon. So my Ether wallet is now reloading. We should see a balance of 100 Ether. If I unlock using MetaMask. Here we have 100 Ether. So if I was to send this to a different account, send an ether, we can now set the gas limit, which is the other part of the gas equation. So with a lower gas limit, like this recommended one to send some ether, we could go ahead and generate this transaction and send it, and it will send and it will confirm in a short amount of time, especially on my local testnet. But if we set a higher amount, lower than too high, we'll be able to send it much faster. So the equation is the gas price times the gas limit is how much gas could be spent if it uses all of it. So if I generate this transaction and send it, using my Ether wallet connected to MetaMask, we're going to hit two birds with one stone here, because it's going to confirm how much I want to spend, which is 50 gwei in this many units of gas limit. If I submit that transaction, I could change it here actually and spend more gwei on my gas price. This is how much it would cost if we were using real ether, the max transaction fee, which it probably won't use the max, it'll probably use some portion of it to complete this transaction. If I submit that and then watch it in Ganache, we'll see that it actually only used 2100 gas. 21,000 gas, which is what it recommended that it should use for a transaction. Now, if you're interacting with a contract, like to buy tokens or to do anything else with a contract, it would use far more gas because it's got to do more computations, and you got to pay more to the miners to complete that. So let's take a look at some other interfaces to the blockchain. So we've already seen my Ether wallet and MetaMask. We're about 11 minutes through this video. We want it to last about 20 minutes on the live stream. Let's check out how the live stream is doing. Hello, live EDU moderator. Well, let's take a look at EtherDelta. Hello to all my 14 viewers. Everybody give me a subscribe. So here on EtherDelta, it's probably going to complain that we're not on the mainnet. Now, there's a couple different ways we can use EtherDelta. We can use EtherDelta using MetaMask, which it defaults to if you have MetaMask on and unlocked. So it complains that we're not using the mainnet, but that's fine. So if I go to, I think, contract, account, I can set the gas price. And the default is 4. So the default is really low. So if you're trying to beat somebody to an order on EtherDelta, if you use the default of 4 gwei, it's probably not going to happen that fast. You could use the maximum on my Ether wallet, like 99, or you could even go for a much higher gas price if you wanted to be much faster than anybody else trying to execute on the same order. So that's very important if you were to try to find an order that's at such a good price that everybody else is going to buy it. Like we can see here that this price for this 0.008 ether worth of PPT token is actually set at just above what it costs to buy it. So if we were to try to sell it rather. So you can see it's a much better price than the next order on the book, which takes up a lot more volume. And so somebody's probably already beaten us to this order, which we can't even execute because we're not on the mainnet. Let's try. Oh, look at that. You cannot trade this order because it has already been traded. Somebody beat us to it, and it's not even on the order books anymore because it was such a good order. Meaning that that person who traded it, if we can find it over here. It was traded so recently, it's not even in the trade list. But I bet you if somebody paid a ton of gas to get that price. I wonder if we can find another order for somebody that paid a good price and check it out on Etherscan. This person, he was using the default of 4 gwei and only paid 9 cents for his transaction, which he got 0.399 ether worth of tokens. This guy got 25, or rather, of PPT. How much is PPT worth? Not that much. Let's find somebody who bought a whole bunch of them and see how much gas they paid. All these tiny transactions. This person bought and then immediately sold 436 worth. I wonder if that was an arbitrage move 7 days ago. This person paid a ton of Gwei, 53, to make sure that his was executed faster than everybody else that tried to execute on that order that existed. That was at a good price to make a little bit of money. So if I understand this correctly, he bought 436 for 0.0 at 0.0131, and then no, at 129 rather, and then sold it at 131. Unless he sold for a loss, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the green and red means here. But that's how you can set your gas price, and your gas limit you can set when you go to verify your transaction with MetaMask. I'm not sure this is going to work because we're not on the main net. Nope, somebody already traded that order too. Let's just go on the main net and see if that helps. So once you hit buy here, it's going to pop up with a MetaMask confirmation. And in that MetaMask confirmation, you can set a higher gas price. I don't have any funds to do it with though on the mainnet. Let's go back to our test net and see if I'm able to do a test transaction. I don't know if I'm able to or not. I've never tried using a test net on EtherDelta. Somebody's asking if it's a decentralized exchange. Oh, it's still going to complain I don't have funds because I didn't deposit any. I tried to deposit some on EtherDelta using my testnet in a previous live stream, and it didn't deposit, obviously because the contract doesn't exist on my testnet. So it's just going to give us the same error here. Yep, you don't have funds. Either way, it would pop up with a confirmation, a MetaMask confirmation that says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" and ask you how much of a gas limit you want to spend. I wonder if I can find a different interface like ETHLend. Or actually, I think ETHFinex will let us do it, which is a decentralized exchange. Centralized and decentralized. Let's use either centralized, or it says go trustless here, which is the decentralized aspect of it. And again, it's just another interface to the blockchain, specifically for trading tokens. It says connect to the mainnet network. It's probably not going to let me see the MetaMask confirmation for a transaction, unfortunately. I wonder how we can get one to pop up. So apparently we can use a demo of ETHLend on Kovan testnet. So let's just change that testnet now. Here's a MetaMask confirmation. So we're trying to send I think a signed transaction to ETHLend, and we get to set our gas limit, which is suggest set a whole bunch of gas here and 3 Gwei it suggests. So we could actually set that much higher. And obviously we have insufficient balance because we have no balance. What they suggest here would cost up to $2.77. And I'm pretty sure this is just signing the message that says that we want to use ETHLend, and then we get to go through their process later. But again, it's just another interface to the blockchain, and that's how you set the gas price and gas limit. On EtherDelta, that pop-up would have popped up. You would have been able to change the gas limit rather, and the gas price, but it would use whichever default you have. That said, on EtherDelta, you don't have to use MetaMask because you can use an account you create or import. In which case it just uses the default, come on now. Account. So if I do new account, it's just going to generate me an account on the blockchain and give me the private key, hopefully, here in a sec. Come on, EtherDelta. Try that again. New account. There we go. It gives me the private key. It tells me to back it up. And here's my Ether account that I just created, which is currently empty. But now, if I go to do a transaction on EtherDelta, it's going to use the Gwei that we set as gas price here on the setting for gas price. And then it's going to use the default gas limit, whatever that sets it to when it tries to do something on EtherDelta. So you have more control with MetaMask because you're able to modify the gas limit and pay a different gas. So that concludes this section of this session rather, in how to explain the gas. We just covered how to set the gas limit and gas price on MEW, MetaMask, EtherDelta. We didn't actually look at Etherscan, but you can on Etherscan. And we didn't really look, and other blockchain interfaces I'll leave in there because we touched on ETHFinex, ETHLend. And we will be back in 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to go with the next session, which is how to look through old Etherscan transactions, and we'll hopefully look at some that happened during an ICO period where it was very important for people to have much better gas limit and gas price to pay more gas, sometimes thousands of dollars worth of gas, which we'll see, in order to get their transactions in sooner and eat up all those tokens. But that's it for now, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks, everybody, and give me a follow, give me a subscribe.